Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Belle Collective, Season 5, according to OWN, Episode 5. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel, and you can leave your comments below. Hopefully, your holiday was great, as far as this being the Thanksgiving holiday season. However you observe it, hopefully everything was well for you, even if they were just days off for you. But let's get into this episode. But I think all I want to do is just talk on some stuff because it's like, let's get into it. Okay, so we start off where we left off in last week's episode. There was a lot of arguing going on, the typical Latrice and Marie crap going on. Too much negativity. I got so much to lose. And as soon as something gets real, Marie wants to get up and go. And of course, Letitia's begging her to stay, as per usual. This time, I guess finally she listened to reason and wanted to sit here or whatever. Really, Letitia only wanted them to stay, from what I gathered from everything, is to invite everybody to New Orleans. Well, not everybody. There's going to be a brunch there. It's going to be a couples trip. And then all of a sudden we hear Marie says, "Is Antoinette invited?" And then Antoinette said, "Letitia foolish." And then Letitia was like, "You're full of." In her confessional, she's saying, "Antoinette, where did you come from?" What Letitia said, I was about to invite you until you wanted to do this, and now I'm not going to do. You weren't going to invite her. You didn't even know she was coming. But anyway, she's like, "You could just go back to reading the tweets." But I'm like, Letitia, if you read the tweets, you would know that we've been asking for Dr. Antoinette for many seasons since she left. Or did you skip over those? Is it a read? I don't think so, because we've been asking for that. We've been just calling you fake, 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 fake. Of course, there are some people that are fans of you. So maybe those are the ones you were saying, right? Right. But I'm really in confusion of what this whole scene was about. Because next thing you know, everything goes left. Antoinette gets up. And she was saying something about, "I'm sorry that you wanted to make your whole storyline on this show about Glenn cheating on you." Next thing I know, you're hearing Letitia says, "Get your hands off me. Don't put your hands on me." We don't see it. So I don't know what happened. And that's the only thing that I can really say, because did it happen? I think I was hearing the producer said, "No, nobody's gonna put hands on each other. Let's go outside. Let's go outside." So she leaves. She goes outside. And Akeisha said, "I'm going to go be with my kids." I'm like, okay. We get it, Akeisha. And then some of the people are outside. Antoinette asked Akeisha, "Were you offended about what I said?" And Akeisha said, "No, I wasn't offended. I know you wasn't talking about me." Good. I think she was asking somebody else, "Were you offended?" La, da, da, da. She said, "What's the problem with the collective is Letitia." I have no notes on that. So back inside, Letitia, I think Marie, Tamara, and we knew what's so Gucci there? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, she's like, as she begins to cry yet again, "I have done wrong, but I really love you guys." Okay. Y'all take it for whatever it is. You full of it, girl. You don't do some of the stuff that you do and say, "I love you guys." Really do. So obviously, everything was so scrambled up, I don't even know what to take of this scene. Then Marie and Tamara, they talk. And in the midst of this whole talk, it's like Marie acts like Tamara betrayed her for not telling her something personal. Ma'am, heifer, do you tell everybody everything? It was important for you to know about her stalker? It was so important to you, and you act like you were you act concerned. You re-traumatized Tamara in order to try to put egg on her face, to prove that she was a liar and not showing her real life. You took the word of a man that you did not know to try to embarrass this woman and also re-traumatize her. That's what this Belle Collective is about. And y'all been trying to skate around the issue forever. And the most Letitia wants to just say, "You know what? I met with him and I shouldn't have. I'm sorry." And why don't y'all just say that y'all were trying to create drama for the show? By any means necessary? Why don't y'all just say that? Of course, because that would mean that you guys are inauthentic. As we all see, y'all did all that stuff, and the reason you guys are not affected by it because it didn't happen to you. But Marie can shout from the rooftops of what happened 4 years ago, that a radio personality, blogger, got the tea on you, and then said, try to pin it on Latrice, trying to ruin her businesses. But you can't see what you did to Tamara. However, the scene was cut off, so we don't know what happened, if there was a resolution or not. They said that they gotta go outside. Blah, 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 blah. I think I'm done with that. Okay, so next thing we see, Latrice. She is an ambassador to persuade people to vote. I think that's what it really is. And one thing I just want to say about Latrice, I'm proud that you're still moving forward in it, despite not having your mentor, your sis, little big sis, being your anchor as before. And I'm glad that you're sticking forward with it and not acting like this is for a storyline. I believe you are authentic, and I don't think that you just do stuff to do stuff. So I do celebrate you in that. And Latrice says that more people were supposed to show up, but Latrice is like, oh well. So I just want to know if this is, should more of the Belles have shown up, I wonder. She didn't specifically say. But anyways, Tamara and Selena are there. We find out that Tamara and Marie did talk off camera, and they finally came to an understanding. They talk about the New Orleans trip. It's going to be a couple trip. Tamara said, I'm going to go, but Damon can't go. And then Cliff is going to be coming. That's what they were saying. So that was a little something. So we go to Dee's baby daddy barbershop. JJ calls him son-in-law, which I just find very interesting. You are able to create this family with your stepdaughter, but then you're also trying to have this relationship with the baby daddy and then call him son-in-law, even though you know him and Dee are broken up. But F your kids. So all the men show up there. Glenn invites all the men to New Orleans. Glenn feels some type of way towards Willie because he made a mockery of Glenn's rap. And he thinks that Willie thinks he's better than everyone. Some of y'all say that. Y'all think that Akeisha and Willie think that they're better than everyone. For me, I don't think so. I mean, there's different cultures. Willie's from the north. Akeisha's from the south, and she still will eat pig's feet, or she was, before she really started dealing with her health. But it's like they have a fish fry in a park. Y'all can't just say that they think that they're better than everyone. I think culturally that there are different standards and different boundaries that you actually operate in, and I just don't buy it. And how much y'all talk about boss? I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Y'all try to act like y'all better than people because I ain't got time for that. I'm a boss. So don't you think that you try to put yourself up higher than somebody that's working then 9 to 5? Like, I think that there are different types of bougie. Y'all think that y'all act like y'all can't be classes either, even at y'all stage. So as far as with Mississippi folk, because I'm sure that you set certain people at certain levels. I'm sure you don't think that you. Well, I won't even go that way. I won't go. But anyways, so then Cliff jumps in. I don't know how they jumped in, but Cliff ended up trying to back up Glenn, saying, yeah, it seemed like you want to be an extra Belle, being one of the women, got stuff to say about him. And then Willie said, well, you acting like an auntie with all that pink on. I said, Lord. Actually, the men seem to be able to read more than the women, and that's quite telling to me. Whatever. For me, I don't believe that Willie thinks that he's better. I just think that there's some things culturally he don't get down with, and I think that that's okay. Unless y'all can tell me for real what's up. What do you think that he thinks that they really look down on people on? JJ says that they're going to have a podcast while they're in New Orleans, and they're going to invite, I think, all the men or possibly everybody, I don't know, to be a part of it. So we shall see how that goes. The next scene is interesting to me. Letitia and Glenn, they talk, and they talk about the trip, and then all of a sudden, Glenn says, so Marie gonna be there? Is she gonna bring a man or bring a vibrator? I said, Lord. And Letitia says she could bring her vibrator if she wants. That didn't feel natural to me. I feel like Glenn was giving us what he thinks that the audience wants. And it's the consistent clash between Marie and Glenn. I was like, okay, whatever. Then all of a sudden Marie shows up. Marie informs them that that she's fearful for her life. Her house got shot up in. It's by two men that came in with machine guns. Da, 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 da. I was like, wow. So she's terrified and she can never go back to that house ever again. She's going to move. And I'm kind of like, wow, this is the only critique I'm gonna have at this point. I'm trying to be sensitive, but y'all know how I feel about Marie. I'm kind of like, okay. I kind of feel the same way-ish about Dorit on Beverly Hills and PK and what happened at their home. But that's for another day. The thing that was kind of got me scratching my head is, Marie, you didn't call Letitia ahead of time and tell her about this. You waited to get in front of a camera to say that. And I'm just like, that don't seem authentic to me. Like, I'm sorry. So Letitia and them, they offered their house, I just want to let you know that you can be safe out here. Glenn and I, we're used to sleeping on the floors. I said, what? So many shady things go through my head. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because I'm trying to hold my tongue, and then I'm also being shady at some things that I'm seeing, and I'm like, okay. So they're used to being on floors. I'm sure y'all are. And then Letitia said, so you have any answers as to what's going on? And then Marie said, I talked to all my family, and I told them they need to speak up. Like, who would want to come after me? Nah, I don't know why they did it. I mean, your mama got beat up, didn't she? A couple seasons ago. And you said that your mama lives with you? Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I still don't want anything to happen to Marie, despite or whatever. But it looks like she wasn't there at the time that this was going on. So that's interesting. Because later on we find out that they were in a gated community. And then whomever shot up whatever, we see it on security cam. The only thing that's why I can't really doubt it, is because it was on security cameras. So, but it's weird that these guys decided to shoot up. No one was in the home. And then you were just leaving and not even at home as of yet. And I think you said you got a call about that. Well, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully you figure that out. Now we go to JJD and Soguchi. I think that this is probably the most important part. One of the most important parts of this episode. And confusing also. And the reason I say it's confusing because it's like they talk in code and in bits and pieces that I'm not understanding the whole dysfunction as to what's going on. So Dee comes over and they ask how she's doing. She says she's all right. And they talked about co-parenting with her baby daughter Ari. And she says she thinks that her baby daddy is a good dad. She feels like there's still a lot of drama and emotions when it comes to trying to have some type of conversation or relationship with the baby daddy. She says that he knows how to push her over the edge. So that makes me go, okay, so JJ, you still calling him son-in-law? And you hear your stepdaughter say what this man does to her? So Gucci brings up, I know that you are in a better place or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. But you didn't do what I told you to do. And it was to complete counseling. She said that she knows, did she say it there? That she was still going to church or whatever? I don't know, whatever. They're planning a party for her daughter Ari. And I think that they're going to invite Star over. Star has been, as how I can describe it, because they don't really talk that much. She's the more sensible one and is reachable. And her and Dee have not talked. But she says that they kind of look at each other. She says that she has the sense that we have an understanding like, oh, we good. I'm like, okay. Whatever that means. I don't get it. Whatever. So Dee says that, even with talking with the other girls, she doesn't think that it's time yet. And even if you try to get the girls together to try to reconcile or whatever, it's not going to be genuine. And then she goes into, well, I didn't have such a good relationship with Mr. JJ. I was disrespectful to him. So I know what that's like. So then I'm like, okay, so you said that. And I know that you've actually said that before, that you and JJ did not get along. What I'm missing as to what is the real issue. Did the girls be disrespectful to Soguchi? Did they try to fight her? Did they cuss her out? Because what is this total wall that JJ has built up? And JJ, you being the father, you're up here talking your stupidity, saying, as a father, it's going to take me time. And I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do this in my timing. As a man, as a husband, as a father, you think what actually came out of your mouth made any type of sense. You talk about you the head. What do you mean you the head? And you flopping every day in your relationships. Like you the leader, lead. And you are a sorry, trifling man to be running off like this. And I can only go by what y'all show me. If there's more, tell me more. Because y'all sound very weird when y'all talk about this whole situation, because I still don't know what's going on. You don't want to talk to the girls, and you don't want to talk to Selena. You don't want So Gucci to make up with Selena. And we're supposed to be okay as viewers. Like, okay, it's not making any sense. So you sound stupid. And I mean it. And you are very pathetic. As a man, as a black man, as a father, as a husband. That's all I got to say. Yeah, D said it won't be genuine if they try to talk now anyway. So, and that's cool and that's good to recognize that. I'm cool with that. It's just the whole wall up is just quite crazy to me. Okay, so JJ, Gucci, Willie, and Akeisha, they're filming their podcast, the Why Willie podcast show, but I think JJ has his own podcast show. Anyways, JJ and Willie, they are duos on a podcast show. I do know that. I know it's on YouTube and possibly on a different streaming network also. I haven't caught one yet. I think I've seen a clip or whatever. Maybe I'll watch it or whatever. I don't know yet. Anyways, they talk about couples and about this stage in their lives. Both Gucci and Akeisha are in menopause. And they talk about sex, how frequent they want it. The Collins, they have decided that during this time, they're going to have sex 2 times a week. JJ wants it 4 times a week. And so Gucci was like, look, you're just going to get dinner once a week if I got to do it 4 times a week. I said, Lord Jesus. JJ said, I'm fine with that. I can order anything out of takeout. Da, 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 da. So they end the broadcast, and then you talk about how Cliff and Glenn were cutting up in the barbershop towards Willie. And they talk about the New Orleans trip. And there's a possibility that Selena can come. And so Gucci said, if she does come, I'm not coming. Okay. And I still think that this is all off of JJ's back. So, we go to Ari's party. Those ribs look good. And I want some ribs now. Star comes over as we thought would happen, as she was invited to. Tamara comes. She does not bring the baby. Glad nobody asked about it. Marie comes. She brings Josh. Or brings her child. And Letitia brings Josh. So the ladies, they sit down and they have a little sister circle, basically. Letitia talks about how she got a little spot on her breast. It was just, they're going to do a biopsy and take it out, so it's not going to be strenuous. I guess it's not going to develop into anything more, I guess. Even though we know that there was something in the trailer that said something else. So I'm just assuming that right now. Tamara talks about that she's had to do it 3 times, I think it was. Akeisha wasn't able to make it because her niece has a graduation, but she said that she might stop by. So Gucci goes into what D has went through. I believe that this is postpartum depression. That's what I believe it is. But I'm no doctor or whatever, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, respectfully. She had found D. She was ready to unalive herself. She was standing at a bridge, I guess ready to jump. I was like, oh, so it's really deep. And I feel bad for her. And she did say when her and JJ and all them that she feels like she's stuck. She's been doing the same thing for over 2 years or whatever. Like it's a very complacent time for her, and she wants to move from this place mentally in her mind and just do something else. Da 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 da. I remember that part. So then D wasn't, I guess, came on in like, I guess you're not going to be a part of the party or whatever. And they said, come sit down. Da 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 da. The women, they open up and say, hey. So Gucci told us what's been going on with you. I just want to let you know that this is a safe place and all that, and we just want to see how we can help. Marie opens up that she talks about her childhood and then also the ending of her marriage. She said that we get a flashback of at the park of where she's talking about she was ready to unalive herself. I said, oh, I didn't know that. What I am going to say, I don't see it from Marie, but I can appreciate that authenticity because she's not vulnerable about that. I see her vulnerable about her health, and that's cool, but we just never really understood what was going on with you. Like, all of a sudden, your husband leaves, and you drop off a garbage bag in front of a trap house. So we didn't know what was going on. We don't know your real emotions a lot of times. So I think it was cool to finally see you be vulnerable in this moment and just say, hey, I wanted to give up on life. And I think that's cool. I think that's interesting that you like to attack marriages, though, or despite of what you've been through. Just saying. So Marie extends herself, encourages her, and said, you can take my number, and what you want to say will stay between us. And I think that's good. I think that it does take a village to raise a child, no matter what age you're at. It takes a village. It takes community. Marie ends up saying, about her house being shot up, and life is too precious. And she tells Gucci, you should have a conversation with Selena. There was talk about the past of when she met JJ. So Gucci talks about the time when she met JJ, and she feels like she should have met Selena earlier on. Like there were some things that they did early on in their relationship that was wrong, and it just kind of made things discombobulated and dysfunctional within this whole situation that's going on. I said, cool. It's just like, again, it's so hard to follow along. And I don't want to feel like I'm Blue's Clues or Carmen Sandiego trying to figure out people on reality TV. And y'all say little stuff, but we don't get the whole package. Of course, it's only 43 minutes each episode. But to have something clear be stated by JJ, Soguchi, and Selena, it's hard. So, this scene right here, all I gotta say is Cliff comes by Letitia's home, a place of business, and lays into Letitia as to what Glenn got going on. He says that Glenn sent him there to talk about what he has going on and to accept what's going on. He bought a truck and he's ready to start business and all that. Glenn only told Cliff certain things, and Letitia is saying, well, you don't know about that? And then Letitia's like, well, I didn't know about that. Cliff realized that he got into some mess that he should have never got into. And in his confessional said he'll never do it again. Glendale, you are a piece of shit. You're not a man whatsoever. You can't even talk to your wife, but last season you are doing all this parading about, I'm not signing this contract. Remember that when they were supposed to film this commercial or whatever? But then when something gets real about the house or about your home, you can't even talk to your wife. Letitia, good luck to you, because you are foolish to stay with a man like that. He's weak and sorry and pitiful. Now, he's saying that he needed to be the man in this decision when she wanted to purchase land. And then you go off and make your own purchase of a cube truck to start your business. It's so weird. I think a lot of things are staged. I don't think that Cliff was staged in this whole situation. I think Cliff should have stayed out of it from the beginning. However, I think Cliff, it was impromptu about coming there. I do feel like that there's a lot of things that Glenn and Letitia are doing that are for TV, because there's no way that a man can be this so unorganized and unstructured, undisciplined, not vulnerable, not accountable piece of trash. So, Letitia, you still think that this man ain't still cheating on you? I'm just saying. You don't think that this man is still cheating on you? If he can do all this stuff behind your back, you find out stuff that other people already knew. I don't know. But JJ and Glendale are two pieces of dried up, hard shit. Pathetic. But ladies, you like it, I'm not gonna love it. That's all I do have to say with this episode. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. As we get ready for the new week, just keep a smile on. It's gonna be December, and then we're into 2025. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video, subscribe, and share your comments and your reviews and remarks down below. Until the next one, peace.